Being on the same page with the people who work with you every day is massively important, especially when it comes down to the rules and regulations that are supposed to be enforced company-wide. Discrepancies within these rules and regulations can cause employees to become the complete opposite of the illustration to the left. As you can see, the employees on the left are excited to be at work and they look very happy. With these discrepancies, they could cause frustration and even employee loss. Companies who are not at all on the same page lack that team spirit we all thrive for in the workplace. At my current job at a well-known insurance agency, we struggle with everyone within the company being on the same page within the local offices and the corporate hub. Coming from the corporate office, going to a local office, I've definitely noticed these discrepancies very, very much. Some examples of these discrepancies are email announcements. Emails that come from corporate may not follow local guidelines. Rules and regulations. There are many rules that the local offices follow that corporate may not necessarily have to follow. Dress code. Our corporate office acknowledges a jeans day. However, in the local offices, it's definitely business casual every day. You don't get the opportunity for a jeans day. And last but not least, procedures. A lot of the procedures that happen in the local offices are not necessarily the procedures that happen at corporate. However, there's not really a handbook that defines both of the types of procedures from the local standpoint and the corporate standpoint. So that's where a lot of the discrepancies come in. Our current situation is stressful. Being in a local office, we tend to be the last to hear about most things that come from corporate. When rules change, it takes us a while to get word, so we continue doing things as we've done previously. The discrepancies begin to occur when local management and corporate management are not on the same page, and one is telling the local offices to follow different rules than what corporate has instilled. As you can imagine, this type of confusion can be extremely frustrating. I can tell you firsthand that when corporate management is in our local offices and they begin to critique and pinpoint the things that we're doing wrong, it definitely is frustrating because from a local standpoint, we are told many different rules and regulations that corporate may not necessarily follow. So the current situation here is definitely stressful. However, there are always ways to acknowledge the stress and even ease the tension. Some of the key success factors here include teamwork. If you're not working as a team, you will probably never succeed. Being in a team means that everyone's on the same page and that the communication is open. That leads me into my next point, improvement of communication skills. One of the main problems here is that not everyone is on the same page from a local standpoint and a corporate standpoint. To be successful in this instance, those communication barriers really need to go down and there needs to be a very easy flow of communication between the two. Trust and acceptance. If one team doesn't trust the other, it's going to be very hard to work together. I've learned that trusting another person in the workplace is really key in building a great team. Also, acceptance. If there's not acceptance between the two, it'll be very hard to work with as well. The last and most important, in my opinion, is accountability. If the local office says they're going to do something and they don't, the corporate office should step in and hold them accountable, and vice versa. This is really what's going to, ease the situation and make this a very successful operation. Some alternatives in this situation may include having a monthly meeting with local management and corporate management to ensure everyone is on the same page. I believe that this alternative would really encourage both offices to ask questions, speak amongst each other, and all get on the same page. The next alternative would be creating a guideline for both local and corporate management to follow, so it's easy to understand rules and procedures throughout the company. This is one of the things that the company lacks. If there was a guideline that both local offices and corporate offices could follow, it would be easy to pinpoint where the real problem is here. The last alternative would be to keep open communication with the local management and corporate management so questions can be answered in a timely manner. This alternative ties in with the first one. If there's a monthly meeting, the communication flow will be very easy between the two offices. This will definitely allow for those questions to get answered in a timely manner. Looking at the company's discrepancy issue, I've found a strategic option chart. The first column, basis of competitive strategy, includes some teamwork strategies and getting on the same page with local and corporate. By doing teamwork strategies, you will be able to incorporate that team atmosphere, and hopefully it'll be a lot easier to work with local and corporate offices. The next box is strategy directions. These are things that would help in the process of finding a solution for these discrepancies. The first being to make a new rule and procedures handbook for the entire company. This is very important to keep everyone on the same page. The next would be to increase local office involvement in corporate decisions. This is also very important so that local offices feel that they still have a say in what goes on at corporate and vice versa. The last box, methods for pursuing strategies, are things that would assist in the long run for finding a solution to this problem. The first being to keep communication open, local and corporate monthly meetings, and to create a company board. The main strategy for pursuing these strategies would be to create a company board. I think that this will help the company because there will always be neutral people to sit on a board and to give the opinion of both local and corporate offices. Finally, my favorite part, the benefits. Some of the benefits of finding a solution to these discrepancies would be happier, more satisfied employees, as the one you see here on the right, with the 2 thumbs up. Also, better team communication, smoother operations, less stressful work life, and it would be easier to train new employees. All of these things tied together overall would equal a happier work life in general. As many of you know, with anything, there's always a risk to it. However, with this situation, there's really not too many risks that can go wrong. However, some of the risks may include negative employee feedback, stubborn employees who don't want to change their ways, and failure to get on the same page with local and corporate offices. However, these are very rare, and I don't really see them happening, but there's always still a chance. Negative employee feedback could be from the employees who are very used to doing things their own way. They don't really see a need in change. And then failure to get on the same page with local and corporate offices means if we try everything that we can and it just doesn't work out. These are all risks that you just must be willing to take. My final recommendation would be that strategically, it is best to get on the same page with both local and corporate offices to ensure smoother running and office procedures. By holding monthly meetings between local management and corporate management, there will be open communication between all parties, and it will be easier to follow the same guidelines and procedures. The main goal should be the illustrations below. Everyone looks happy and is working together. As of right now, this is something we can't say. However, with the alternatives and the opportunity at hand, we can reach a destination.